In recent times, this coronavirus outbreak has really affected people on a very deep level. It's turned things literally upside down for many people. And many people during this time have maybe called out to God, maybe considered God, thought about God, prayed to God. Something we hadn't done maybe for many, many years, maybe for most of our lives. But now during this outbreak, we find ourselves in this position. Yet, in many of our minds, that question may still arise, well, why? What reasons do I have to believe in God? Because that's the way we've been conditioned to think in the times that we live in. We look for proofs for almost everything. Now, what's very interesting is that if we think about this virus, the coronavirus, we all believe it exists. We all believe it's there. But if I was to ask the question, how many of us have actually seen the virus firsthand for ourselves? And I would argue, most of the population, maybe 99.9% of the people in this world have not seen it for themselves. Now that's something very interesting we have in front of us right now. We have a thing that we believe exists, this virus that we believe exists, with full conviction, but we haven't seen it. Well, the next question is, well, why do we believe it exists? And the answer to that is because we see its effects. We see its signs. And that's something profound for us to think about for a moment. We don't see the virus, but we believe it exists because of its effects and its signs. A cough, a high fever. In many countries, there's no more testing that's going on right now. We're going by the signs, the symptoms of this virus. Now what's very interesting is in the very same way, and we should think of it in the same way, that we don't see God because we can't see God in this world. God is not a part of this material, physical existence. Yet, in the Quran, God makes mention of His signs that surround us. For example, in the 3rd chapter of the Quran, verse 190, God says, without a shadow of a doubt, in the creation of the heavens and the earth, meaning everything that exists around us, and in the alternation of the night and day. Now God gives a very specific example of something that exists around us, something that we see functioning. We see the function of the night and day take place every single day, literally. We see the sunrise and the sunset, we see the moon at night, and that pattern repeats itself, and it's in that very same order every single day, without fail. God reminds us that in the creation of everything that exists and in the alternation of the night and day, in these things are clear signs for people of understanding. Let's apply the same criteria we're applying here when it comes to the virus to when it comes to God's existence. And then we will realize that the belief in God is self-evident. His proofs, His signs are all around us. Everything around us, ourselves, just look in the mirror. Think about your own existence. Look in the mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror. What do you see? You see a living, conscious human being that feels, that has emotions, that's moral, that's upright. How do you make sense of your own existence if there wasn't a creator?